Hi, everyone. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the GitLab SKO tech setup. So we'll look at the equipment as well as what I'm using for my teleprompter software. So to get started, I'm going to record a video of what all of this looks like. So showing you here, basically, I've got my Mac set up. I've got my microphone plugged in here. It's all a little messy, but that's okay, you know, video production. You've got, you can see the Elgato light there. I've got my teleprompter set up here. Let me turn the light down because it's washing out everything. You'll actually see I've got a little control here, so I can control that. You can play with the color temperature too if you want to make it more red or white or whatever to match your room. So looking more at the setup, you can see I've got my phone in a cradle here. It's running a teleprompter app. It has reflection settings to be able to set up and make it to where you can read it. You just kind of play with it, get it set where you want it so that you can see it. You can see I've got my Elgato light propped up right above it as well. Let's take a look behind the desk at what that looks like. So you see I've got two separate stands here. They're clamped onto my desk. I've got the Elgato light set up. It connects to your Wi-Fi, and you can control it. It's got a mobile app too. Then I've got the teleprompter set up. So this was a little tricky and it's a little finicky to get it set up, but basically I used the screw cap that's on a ball mount in here to connect to the camera, and then you just sort of adjust the angle to get it to fit. You've got to get the camera lens to go through the hole there, so you can adjust it and slide it. And then you may need to close the little back flap based on any reflection or anything, then plug it into your computer. So that's kind of like a little setup of what I've got going on there. You know, I've got a clean background. If you've got the green screen, you can set that up too, but I'm not using that. So that's kind of like a look at what my setup looks like here. Okay, so now that you've seen the technical piece, let's look at what I'm actually doing software-wise. One quick thing that I wanted to show you is that when you set up your teleprompter, you may find that the camera like catches the edges of the recorder. So what I did was I went and downloaded the Logitech software for the webcam, which gives you a couple of options here. You can play around with whatever looks good. You can see that just by changing some of the settings, you can crop that out. I actually do like the widescreen lens. I think you get a clearer video. And you can then kind of use the plus in functionality to get yourself adjusted and get it framed all correctly so that you're nice and set up. So wanted to just quickly show y'all to use the Logitech software for your webcam to really adjust the framing to get that just right. So to start teleprompter wise, I'm using a Mac app and a mobile app, Teleprompter Premium Plus. It's got a 3-day trial, which will probably get you through recording your SKO video, as well as a paid option, which you can do. I'm using both the Mac app and the iPhone app. So they're both running the app. And I can show you what that looks like. Basically, you've got a script here that you can set up. You can type in just like you would a Word document. You can play around with the speed of the teleprompter, play around with making it really fast or really slow. There's other settings to like reflect your text and get all of it to where you can read it properly. Don't forget to set the brightness on your phone higher so that it's brighter for you to read. It doesn't impact the recording. So there's that. In terms of getting this to work, basically, whichever device you want to be the control, you set up the remote. So I open the file on my phone, set it up, and then on my Mac, I chose remote, and you set up a screen sharing setup that you'll see. It'll walk you through setting that up. You can also AirPlay. So that's kind of that setup. There's another app that other people recommended, which is teleprompt.me. This is supposed to listen to your voice and scroll. It did not work for me. Your mileage may vary, but you can try that for free as well. So that's the teleprompter setup. It's a little tricky and it takes a little trial and error. Also, just using the teleprompter is kind of difficult because you've got to remember to look at the camera rather than at your screen. And it's really tempting to look at whatever your screen is. So yeah, you gotta train yourself to do that. But it does make a really big difference when you're looking straight at the camera rather than looking at your monitor. So highly recommend it. Also, it forces you to type what you're going to say, and you put a little more thought into it. So that's great. In terms of how you do the screen recording, so you may set up a Zoom and you can record that way. But for the best video quality, you probably want to use something like QuickTime. So you can open QuickTime, which is on your computer. You'll go to File, New Movie Recording. It'll spin up here. You'll want to make sure, clicking this little arrow thing, that you've got the correct camera and the correct audio set up. Also make sure that your quality is set to maximum. And you'll notice here, like my video looks very grainy. Let's turn the light on and make it really bright. And you see instantly my video looks so much better. So lighting plays a big factor into your video quality here. And again, you can play around with, how the color, temperature, and all of that. So this is using the little Wi-Fi controller here. So that's the video. And then you just click record. You may need to play and mute yourself here so that it doesn't create a feedback loop. Give it a try before you full on record your session to make sure everything's recording correctly. Record it, and then you can export it. If you need to, you can snip off clips using the QuickTime editor. And that's kind of it. I think that's a good overview. If you have questions, feel free to shoot me a Slack message. I'm happy to troubleshoot you through what I was able to find setup-wise. Everyone's desk is different. Everyone's lighting's different. All of your phones are different. So you just kind of have to play with it. I will say it's worth it. It makes the video quality look a lot better. And I recorded my kickoff video using it as well. It looks great. So it's worth the effort. And once you get it set up, you know how to get it going again. So just give yourself a little time to get it all set up. So yep, hope you found this helpful.